You're listening to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Buckle up as anything goes and having fun is the only rule we have. Now here's your host, Nick Apostolopoulos.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to Nicksology. As the man said, I'm your host, Nick Apostolopoulos, proprietor of 619 Vodka. You can follow us on the web at Nicksology.com. You can get the live links there. Facebook.com/Nicksology. And, of course, on Instagram and Twitter at NicksologySD.com. Not Pinterest, like I said last week, but Instagram and Twitter. Man, we have a packed show for you today. Later up, we have Mike and Ryan from West Coaster Magazine coming on to talk beer, and they even brought some cool beers in. Can't wait to try those. And we have Kevin and Melvin from Mike's. Kevin's. I keep saying Mike all day long to everyone in the. I don't understand why. You need to change your name to Mike. It'll make my life a lot easier. We got Kevin and Melvin from Kevin's Bartending Service. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Right,
Thanks for having us.
Excellent. And we got. See, now I think I've already jinxed myself. And we have Kristen Clinkscales. See, it's I don't know why it's so intimidating. Especially with my last name, Apostolopoulos, you would think it'd be easier to do.
Yeah.
But how you doing, babe?
Good.
Our
how
babe
are
of the
you?
week. Awesome.
Yes,
we finally made it. I know. This was supposed to take place like 5-6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then you canceled, and we canceled, and
you canceled first.
I know. No, it's my fault. We canceled twice, so I don't feel. Yeah, trust me. I totally understand.
No, it's good to be here.
Yeah, and. Full disclosure, we were doing tequila shots before we came on the air. Thanks for bringing your tequila. So you won this in a contest?
I did. I sold the most champagne at my nightclub, and so I got to win some
The most
tequila.
champagne on like one night or a weekend, or how?
It was a couple weekends. It was a specific champagne, and it was whatever girl could sell the most.
Nice.
And I think I was the only one that ended up selling like 12 bottles of it. So.
And so there was not even a close second?
No,
really?
I don't think so.
Nice. Well, yeah. So it's Don Julio 1942. I feel bad drinking your prize, though.
No, it's fine.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. My first radio show. Why not?
Why not? Is it your first time ever?
Yes.
Wow. We're taking your virginity? Awesome. I like it. Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, man. So you've been in the industry like 5 years, right? And you've worked everywhere, it sounds like. You worked at the Kilt and even Pussycat Dollhouse when it was there.
Mm-hmm,
How long was that? That wasn't even very long, was it?
Dollhouse wasn't very long, but it was awesome because I got to dance and learn how to do bottle service there. So it's kind of a stepping stone. Put me into like the big nightclubs.
Wait, so I was only ever there like one time. So they had was it like Coyote Ugly style? Like you'd get up and dance every once in a while, or how'd it work?
Well, you know who the Pussycat Dolls are, right?
Yeah.
So their creator, Robin Anton, came in, and she was a huge part of opening the nightclub, and she hired me as a dancer and a cocktail waitress, and I would get up and we would perform the same dances that the Pussycat Dolls did.
Oh, okay.
We had like a celebrity choreographer and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really awesome.
But yeah, but that club didn't last very long at all, right?
No.
Like, I mean,
I left
it might have
before it
been a
ended.
year, but
Yeah.
they're pretty close to not that year, right? Is there anything there now? What the hell's under there?
I don't think so. I don't think anything's there.
I think it's
just
still
the
empty.
Keating Hotel on top.
Yeah, the Keating on top, but that's weird. Yeah, and then you were a smoking gun at the Double Deuce.
Yes.
Is that just their term for their cocktail people?
It's for their
Like the
entertainers.
Flux Fox and okay. So what did you do?
I danced on the stage. I sang karaoke basically at the bar and emceed and all that fun stuff.
Did you ride the Crazy Bull?
I did.
Was that part of your job?
Not part of my job,
Just
but
did it for fun?
if we wanted to, we could go over and show off.
I always love that about that place. It's like, so it's funny because the bull is basically there. I mean, I'm sure I don't go there that often, full disclosure. I'm sure there are dudes that go there to show off how cool they are riding the bull. But the only reason any of us are there watching the bull is to wait for somebody like you to go on it. We want to see the hot girls on the bull. Nobody wants to see the dudes, some guy, pretend. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the operators know this too, right? So they basically, because they're mean when the dudes are up there.
Right. Oh, yeah. They throw them off really quickly.
Yeah.
But if it's a cute girl, she'll be on there for quite a while.
She'll be on there for a long time. Yeah. Way more than the 8 seconds or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Totally. Oh, man. So, yeah. So you've bounced around a bunch. And now you're at Park. You're a Park bunny.
I'm
Is that
a
what they
Park
call them
bunny,
at
yes.
Park? And so.
Proud Park bunny.
So how did you get involved with Park? Like, it seems like you've jumped around a lot. Did you not like the other places, or?
It's not that I didn't like it. I mean, Pussycat Dolls, I learned what I had to learn, and I knew I wanted to go to a big nightclub. So at that time, it was Flux nightclub.
Right.
So I went there, and that was my goal, and I started working there. It was great, and then the bigger nightclub opens up, and that was Park. Park just won Best New Nightclub, and so.
What about Omnia? Are you angling for Omnia now?
A lot of my girlfriends went to Omnia. No,
Right.
a lot of them went to Omnia, and they don't work there anymore. So
Oh, really?
That's all I know about that.
Oh.
I'm really happy at Park, so I'm glad I made a good choice.
Do you still keep in touch? Do you still keep in touch with the girls that from the other places and the kilt and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, actually, last night we all had a bachelor viewing party.
Okay.
At one of their houses. So a bunch of us girls that used to work together at Flux got together and Tilted Kilt and watched The Bachelor last night. So.
See, you're segued right into what I was going to say because it's been a while since I brought this up, but there was a time where I was bringing it up every single week, which is I don't know how to do this because I'm not in TV. I don't know how this fits, but I really think there needs to be a reality show based in San Diego. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we put you all in a house or different houses or something, but with Park girls versus Flux Foxes versus Tilted Kilt girls versus the Hooters girls. I don't know. I mean, as a dude, maybe you just all bull ride. I don't know. Maybe that's it. That's good enough for me.
Do fine.
We just got to keep Double Deuce out because they're professionals at that. But I don't know. I feel like there should be some kind of show like that. But you guys all, I mean, everybody knows everybody, right?
Yes, it's a very small industry. They actually had like test runs for a reality show once at Flux. I remember we all interviewed for it.
Oh, really?
It didn't take off, but
to do just at Flux or something?
It was just Flux. So I mean, it was our managers and bartenders, but I mean, where the entertainment is the girls.
Right.
So I think bottle service girls, that would be a really good show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because RMD does their RMD games, right? Were you ever part of that when you were at Flux?
Yeah.
I feel like somebody needs to, I mean, I don't know, RMD probably likes that they do it all themselves, but I feel like there needs to be like an industry-wide thing like that. It would be really cool.
Everyone against each other.
Yeah. All the clubs against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And,
they do like
and
a
particularly
VIP
all the
host
bottle
one.
service girls all against each other doing something. I don't know what. I'll let your imagination go on that one. Bull riding.
Maybe I'll start organizing that.
Yeah, sure, totally.
Good idea.
Oh, man. Well, cool. And so the other thing I found really weird in talking to you is that, because I said something about, I forget how this came up, and we were chatting before you came on the show a few weeks ago. I said something about vodka, and you're like, oh, I don't drink vodka.
Right.
Like, as a nightclub person, a bottle service person, you don't drink hard liquor? Clearly you drink tequila.
Yeah, tequila's my only hard liquor that I'll drink. I just don't like vodka. It doesn't taste like anything to me. I grew up as a beer girl, so I like.
But you're from San Diego, right? You're born and raised. You're
I am East County.
See, that's the other thing too. All these bottle service, like. I used to have a joke that I was one of the 11 people born in San Diego because there's nobody I know from San Diego. And then every time we have a bottle service girl on, they're like, oh, I'm a native. I was born in Chula Vista or whatever. It's crazy. So where were you born?
I was born in Chula Vista, actually, but I grew up in Lakeside.
Okay.
So that's
hence the beer and the thing. Okay, that makes sense.
Little country.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. And where do you live now?
I live
Specific address? No, I'm just teasing. What part of town?
I live in Kearney Mesa, so it's kind of central to everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know if you're going to like this drink then. What are we drinking? Kevin, so by the way, our cocktail of the week is made by Kevin, and I don't even know what it is yet. What are we drinking, Kevin?
Well, we're drinking the Poinsettia Sangria.
Okay. And so what's in it?
Yeah,
basically.
So I have 619 vodka.
Got wine in it.
I have 619 vodka. I have wine, red wine. You can use a white wine as well.
Okay.
I have 7-Up. I have some rosé champagne. As well as I have a splash of 7-Up.
That's really good, man. So this is the first time I've ever. I'm going to sound really stupid now. This is literally the first time I think I've ever had a cocktail with wine in it. Is it? I mean, and it does taste like sangria, which is probably dangerous, right? Because this is stronger than it tastes.
Absolutely. It'll creep up on you.
Right. So I had my shot of tequila, and I'm going to drink this. But it tastes really good. And so, what kind of wine? I'm sorry.
It's red wine. Pinot Noir.
So just any red wine, though. If you're
you could use any kind of red wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer more of a sweeter type of wine.
Right. Oh, that's crazy good. Did you try that, Kristen?
Oh yeah, my favorite part's the rosé champagne.
Oh, it's hers got champagne. I know there were different ones. Are they both
all
have?
Have them.
Oh, they have champagne and wine.
Yep. Rosé.
Man.
I'm all about the champagne.
Absolutely. That's where it gives you a little twist, you know.
Right. That's really good, man. That's really good. Yeah. So when we're done with the show, make sure to send that to me. We'll post it up the address, the recipe, and everything online.
You bet.
But yeah, dude. So so I've known Kevin for years, and I feel like you sent me this outline last night of what you're up to and what's going on, and I'm like, I had no idea half of this was going on. I thought you were just like slinging drinks for Fine Magazine at some parties I'd met you at. But dude, you guys. So tell us about Kevin's bartending service, dude.
Yeah. So we were founded here in Ocean Beach about 10 years ago, 2005. And since inception, we've grown to 8 states in Vancouver, Canada as well.
In Canada too.
Yep.
That's crazy. So how do you manage those 8 states, man? That's crazy.
Well, I have regional managers, and so what we're doing is we have a corporate office and our corporate team, and we give support to those regional managers in those areas.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's growing quite a bit.
Yeah, that's crazy. So 8 states, right? And you guys have won 1 million awards. It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So what gave you the idea to start? So I'm looking here. We're almost up against break, but you started at San Diego Bartending School, which is gone now, right?
Yeah, it's gone now. Yeah.
And then you worked around like the Catamaran and Mr. A's and a few other cool places. And in fact, you helped close down. Rest in peace, Albie's Beef Inn. Which, man, I was there that night. I couldn't get to the other side of the bar, dude. I swear. I kept trying. And finally, the one time I did. Everyone was packed by the piano. It just wasn't happening.
Yeah, we were slammed.
Yeah. But so what made you decide to want to branch out? And you've been doing this for like, 10, 11 years now?
Yeah, 10 years. Cool. 10 years going, 10 years running. Honestly, I ended up starting, getting laid off and ended up just from a warehouse job. And I knew that I wasn't happy. And so my personality, I'm very fun, happy kind of guy. So I just decided to jump out there in the world of mixology.
Right.
And people loved us.
Nice. Awesome. Dude, this drink is dangerous.
Yes, it is very dangerous, so watch out. It'll creep up on you.
Yeah, totally. All right, well, we have to take a break. When we come back, I want to dive deeper into that. I want to talk to you about events and stories and all that good stuff. So we'll be right back after this.
Hey, Mr. Credit here. If you ever catch me at happy hour, you'll probably catch me drinking a vodka martini. I don't always drink vodka, but when I do, I drink 619 vodka because it's local vodka from right here in San Diego. I know the owner, and you can meet him too. Go to 619vodka.com and think 619 vodka when you're out there having a good time. That's 619vodka.com. And of course, remember to always drink responsibly.
CS Keys here to tell you about San Diego's handcrafted ultra premium vodka, 619 Vodka. It's distilled and filtered 5 times, gluten-free, and made from 100% pure mountain spring water for a smooth, clean finish. It's a 2-time silver medal winner and a 2-time gold medal winner already in 2013. America's Finest City has America's Finest Vodka that everybody can experience. Just go to the website, 619vodka.com. If you know like I know, you better tell somebody.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of someone calling into Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah, this is Flo, long-time caller, first time on air. I just wanted to say that I think it is absolute hogwash not to go out there and try Progressive's Name Your Price tool. You can see all your coverage options, and options are how you get rings, championship rings, and parades of rings.
Finding options to fit your budget with the Name Your Price tool, only at Progressive.com.
You know, not for nothing, but my favorite rings have candy on them.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Your car's battery should be dependable, just like Stella here. She's ready to go no matter what, below zero or the hottest day of the year. So whether you're going to work or just taking a car ride, AutoZone is your headquarters for all things battery. Shouldn't have said car ride. With our help, you can always fix your car with confidence. Hoods up, America!
Don't get stranded in the cold. Amp up your tax refund and get a dependable Duralast battery. Sold only at AutoZone. Proven tough, even in the most extreme conditions.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
If you change your address, be sure to alert the INE. Bring them your voter's credential so they can update it. Doing so will assure your ID is up to date and will allow you to vote in the next elections in your district. Just go to any INE booth or make an appointment at 01-800-433-2000 or at INE.mx. With you, Mexico is more. Join National Electoral Institute, INE.
And now, back to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Brought to you by 619 Vodka, who reminds you to always drink responsibly. Find out more at 619vodka.com.
Getting ready to go to work.
Right. No, it'd be awesome. Sorry. Welcome back to Nicksology. We're trying to figure out how to work out the reality show part. But there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way.
If they put cameras in the bathroom while we were getting ready to go to our shift, that's enough drama for a show.
I don't know if that's legal.
I don't think so, but it'd make good TV.
We can make that work.
No, see, then we get Pacers involved. Just turn this up a whole nother notch.
Well, then we'd have to be on HBO.
Yeah, that's
I just went
fine
there.
with me.
I just went there the other day.
So they had. Did you go last night?
No, like a couple.
Because last night they're starting to do an industry night now. They're trying to get. I don't know. It's kind of confusing to me, but I couldn't go. I went to another event, but so Pacers they're going to do industry nights every Monday night, I think.
Oh, nice.
What were you there for?
Just for fun.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
Awesome. My kind of girl. I like it.
Having fun, huh?
Oh,
yes.
Man. Yeah. So Kev, the events you guys do, mostly private events, big events. I mean, what kind of stuff?
Yeah, so we specialize in private events throughout those 8 states, and then what we do is we do bigger events. So we do festivals such as Comic-Con.
Right.
We did Comic-Con last year.
Comic-Con party. Yeah.
Yep, we did Comic-Con. We managed their bars last year, and it was amazing. I mean, Nerd HQ was. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm bummed I didn't make it down to that. That would have been fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So is it all just word of mouth? Because I saw on your thing you guys are going to be doing TV ads now too, which is just crazy.
Absolutely.
How's that work?
Well, how it works is we set up partnerships with media, different media outlets,
right?
And we already have a commercial. It's already on our website. So if you go on our website,
really?
kevinsbartendingservices.com.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys shoot that?
One of my clients produced it for us.
It?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah. So doing these things like, I don't know the right way to ask this politely. Look, you got any good stories? Like, there's got to be crazy stuff that happens when you're doing these events, right?
Oh, well, stuff I can't even say on the air.
not backroom of Pacers stuff, but there's got to be stuff.
Pretty much.
Although, if you have a good backroom of Pacers story, I'll take it.
Well, we'll have to say that off the air.
Right, okay.
But yeah, man, honestly, there's thousands of stories out there. You know when you mix people with different liquors or liqueurs, it's just... It's a stuff stove,
right?
I'll say that. It's pretty amazing. I'm pretty blessed to be able to do what I do.
Nice, man.
And meet the people I meet.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of event? Like, weddings?
Yeah,
because people are having a great time, right? Everyone's getting hammered and being stupid.
Well, honestly, I like doing weddings.
Yeah.
I like doing late night parties as well.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they're weddings are pretty good. I mean, people are in a happy mood.
Right.
Most people in events, they're very, very, very happy in the beginning, and then you see the maturation. Just, as they get 1 drink, 2 drinks, 4 drinks, then it's now I'm a therapist.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting to see the inside of people's celebrations.
Right.
But it's also really nice.
Yeah. That's got to be wild, dude.
Yeah.
Because I'm always at the wedding, I'm at the wedding reception trying to get drunk as fast as I can. I'm like, I need this party to kick it up. But yeah, it's got to be weird sitting on the outside and watching as a sober person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just all the crazy that goes on.
Yeah, and like I said, we've done the Bob Marley Fest the last few years. So it's amazing.
Where's that?
That was off in the pier.
Should I know this?
The Broadway Pier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was at the Broadway Pier, and then the World Beat Center. They hold those events.
Oh, cool.
I mean, those type of events, I love it. I love the huge events because you get to see production.
Right.
At its finest.
Well, I was going to say, and how much of that are you involved with? Because there's obviously different competing services in town. Do you guys handle, do you just come in and set up the bars, or do you handle any entertainment stuff? And like I said, obviously you do the bars, but do you book DJs? Do you do any of that kind of stuff? Are you going to be branching into that at all? Or?
Yeah. So what we're doing is, as of 2016, we actually opened up our portfolio, and we're doing a full service now. So not just bartending services. We do DJ services, transportation. We do food catering as well. We have mobile bar rentals and so forth and so on.
Nice. And so you're not getting into the catering business though, right? You're coordinating that with other outside caterers.
That is correct. So we have so many different partnerships.
No, you're not in the kitchen cooking up food.
No, I don't have to do that. I'm more behind the scene. I'm the marketing strategist.
Because you look like you could make like a good gumbo or something. You look like you got skills.
Yeah, okay, I got some East Coast in me. Primarily, what I think Kevin brought me on as a marketing director, and primarily my duties are, I have 3 goals for Kevin, and one is expansion.
Right.
And I want to do it here in San Diego. I want San Diego to be the corporate office. I want San Diego to be the kickoff thing. But we're going to do all Southern California. Okay. We're going to expand, get our brand out there to the consumers so that they know how to host a real party, how to do it right. Also by reaffirming our partnerships with different venues. Okay. Also with networking, party planning, hosting them.
So how does that? Let me ask you that, because that's always something that's interested me. How does that work? Because sometimes you want to have an event at a venue, and then they go, oh no, you have to use this catering company or pick from these two, right? So I'm guessing if you're on the one side of that, right? If you're one of the approved caterers, that's awesome. But if you're not, like if I want to have a party at this place, but I want to bring you in, how does that work, right? I mean.
That's what we specialize in. See, that's what I do. Okay, that's one of the things.
But if a venue already has other preferred services, then I can't bring you in, right? I mean, how does that work generally?
Well, no, I mean that's definitely not true.
Right.
What we would do is a lot of venues, they would come up and they'll either charge you a little bit more just to bring in your outside caterers,
right?
Or you would just have to be insured, you'd be licensed, and that's what we are.
Okay,
we're licensed and insured throughout the state of California.
Okay,
and so. We make sure that, and that's why you said we have partnerships,
right?
And so that's why it's very vital and important to provide our services to those different venues.
And also we mainstream. We're going mainstream now. What we're doing is we're bringing different catering services aboard.
Right.
We're also bringing DJs aboard, transportation aboard. So we're dealing with safety. We're dealing with issues that people don't take in consideration when they're having a party.
Right.
Let's just party.
Right.
Well, we want to take that away from them and take the responsibility and let them enjoy the party.
Right.
With their families.
Well, no, it's awesome because then I don't have to coordinate 5 different things.
Exactly.
I come to you guys and I can get everything kind of handled.
Exactly.
Do you guys? So when you guys do these events, do you have to pull? This is just a personal curiosity question.
Sure.
Do you have to pull like one-day permits from the ABC? Or do you have how does that work with the catering permits for the alcohol part? I guess.
Yeah. So it depends on the structure of their event. So if it's a bigger event, then yes. And if they're actually providing alcohol and they want to do a cash bar, then you need to pull a one-day permit. However, if you're just donating your alcohol to your guests, having a good time, throwing a party like just a regular party,
right.
if some sort, no matter if it's small or whether it's big, then it's free game.
Right, right. And then we were talking off the air about how San Diego is.
Yeah, very strict. Very strict.
Just the city. Yeah, I hate dealing with them. Yeah, man. Yeah. So what other challenges you guys see going forward, man? Because I feel like it's like I said, I feel like there's a lot of competition out there, and the commercial's cool and stuff. But how do you get your name out there? I mean, I still can't believe you're in 8 states, man. Is it just word of mouth, or how's that work?
Well, primarily right now it is word of mouth. It's on online advertising with social media, with different types of advertising venues or ventures. But then right now it's just word of mouth.
Right.
We have won so many awards. 2013 top 5 business in San Diego for most innovative service. So a lot of people know who we are. And it's just a matter of, that's our challenge, is just getting out to the general public, and letting them know that we do exist,
right?
And that's
because most of your stuff probably comes through your partnerships and stuff, right?
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And networking,
right, right. So no good stories, nothing. You got nothing for me? Something you can tell on the air, Kristen? Good story. You have stories.
I mean, I have stories. I don't know if I can share them.
That's how I feel
Come
too.
on. You gotta have something good.
I don't know. I mean, in the industry, it's normal to be at your industry, holiday party and walk in the bathroom and one of your coworkers is passed out in the bathtub. That's that's something that's happened.
Well, that's something safe on the air.
Yeah, that's safe.
Well, we had Paula Vong. She used to work at. I think she works at Hooters. Yeah, she worked at Hooters. She works at Tilt-A-Kilt now anyway. She was telling us during Comic-Con one time, or maybe it was last year during Comic-Con, that someone walked in the front door of the Hooters and just dropped their pants and started screaming or something.
Oh no!
Any of that? You see any of that?
No,
nothing. Or nothing.
Nothing that crazy.
Double deuce, nothing. I mean, I know that's not going to happen in the middle of a park.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. We have security all around us, though.
Yeah,
they take care of most of it.
It's a little crazier in private events in the private sector.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Well, that's because you're behind. Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, gotta have something for me.
I mean, I definitely do. Definitely not on the air though.
Oh, you're no fun, man.
Oh, man. Just just the regular, drunk people running around. Kissing on each other and so forth and so on.
You do weddings, right?
We do.
So,
absolutely.
Do the bride and groom ever get too drunk, or?
That's the weirdest thing. In 10 years, a lot of our brides, none of our brides and grooms have ever gotten drunk.
Because I was even going to ask if broke up. Like, I mean,
change their
or
mind
something.
real
Yeah,
quick.
like, you know, we're halfway through the reception, everything just blows up.
Well, you know, a lot of people, I'd say when they get a little drunk or they get a little intoxicated, a lot of folks will think they're too high. You know, meaning that you know who I am type of deal.
Right.
And I'm just like, well, yeah, you're the bride's sister. You know,
right.
You know, I have to adhere, you know, through the state of California's laws. So
so they want they want you to hand them like a bottle or something.
Yeah, I mean they've already been cut off, and all of a sudden they're like, I'll take that. I'll take this bottle of wine.
I can't imagine cutting somebody off at a wedding.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You have to, right? You're responsible.
Most definitely.
But you know, because I'd be like, hey, it's my friend's wedding or my brother's wedding. Like, I can drink as much as I want.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I think that was pretty successful with Kevin's is that he has a lot of clientele over the 10 years. And he built such a rapport with them that he was able to actually get back with them 2-3 years later. They even remember him. I went to an event one time with them, and we were doing the wine and beer type setup up in Escondido. And it was really something how people came up to him and said, hey, is that Kevin? Kevin, that's you? Where you been? And that kind of thing. So he's really built such a hell of a clientele.
No, I mean, even Kevin and I, we haven't talked in a long time, but we worked an event. It was like that. I think it was that Fine magazine thing outside in Encinitas or somewhere like that, and then tried to. I mean, yeah, it's that same thing. It's been probably 4 years, 3-4 years. So
one of the experiences I had, you know, was really something. You know, I'm not much in the bartending service business, but I am a marketing specialist. But what happened is that I went to an event with Kevin, and the weirdest thing is when you find people wandering in from don't even are part of the event at all. And they wander in and they're underage.
Look, I apologize for that. Oh, I'm not underage. I apologize for wandering in. You know, if there's a disco ball and booze, I'm going to wander in and see what's going on.
And then we caught them. They go, how dare you caught him? We had a couple of that we had to turn down because of that, you know, because we take that responsibility.
So you actually have to sit there and card people at these events, too?
Oh, absolutely. It's mandatory.
I guess so. It just seems,
well, that's to protect
wild,
the client.
Yeah. I feel bad. Put you in a weird position, like I said, a wedding or something. You're like,
well, you know what? We have to treat private events just like we're at a bar,
right? Totally.
Because again, we're with the state of California, and it's our licensing, it's our insurance that we
totally
come in,
on you.
and so we have to make sure that in the private sector more than in a bar, because everyone expects it at a bar, but at a private event they don't expect it.
Right.
And so it's just, again, being from a niche business to a mainstream business, we're trying to bring that awareness to folks,
right,
to make sure that they have a good time first, because it's all about fun.
Right.
I mean, we're in the alcohol industry, but second, it's all about making sure that everyone is safe.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
And that's what Kevin's bartending service is.
And one other thing, the cost. Save them money, you know, because if they go through one person to get all the mainstream involved, it cuts the cost.
Right.
Tremendously.
Absolutely. Right.
So
awesome.
Just check out Kevin Bartending Service.
Kevin Bartending. You're K Bartending on Instagram, right? Cool.
Yes.
And kevinsbartendingservice.com.
Yep.
And they can follow you on Facebook too. That's awesome, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. Loved having you.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. And next up, we're gonna have Mike and Ryan from West Coaster. Kristen, you'll be happy. We can start drinking beer.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, sweet.
I was going to say, Kevin, you forgot to card me.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, thanks. We'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Brought to you by 619 Vodka, who reminds you to always drink responsibly. Find out more at 619vodka.com.
Hey, Mr. Credit here. If you ever catch me at happy hour, you'll probably catch me drinking a vodka martini. I don't always drink vodka, but when I do, I drink 619 vodka because it's local vodka from right here in San Diego. I know the owner, and you can meet him too. Go to 619vodka.com and think 619 Vodka when you're out there having a good time. That's 619vodka.com. And of course, remember to always drink responsibly.
CS Keys here to tell you about San Diego's handcrafted ultra premium vodka, 619 Vodka. It's distilled and filtered 5 times, gluten-free, and made from 100% pure mountain spring water for a smooth, clean finish. It's a 2-time silver medal winner and a 2-time gold medal winner already in 2013. America's finest city has America's finest vodka that everybody can experience. Just go to the website, 619vodka.com. If you know like I know, you better tell somebody.
Go to Fuller Honda. They are there to help make your Honda dream a reality by bringing you an excellent selection of new and used Honda vehicles and great service to enhance your ownership experience. Their friendly, experienced staff will be happy to respond to any questions you may have about sales, service, or parts. Fuller Honda has the whole lineup, from the Accord to the Civic to the CR-V to the all-new Pilot. They have the right vehicle for your family. Best of all, this new Honda lineup features some of the best fuel economy on the market, along with contemporary styling at affordable prices. Stop into Fuller Honda today, and they will exceed your expectations from test drive to delivery. Their professional sales team is committed to a no-pressure, high-integrity approach to your ownership experience. Think Fuller Honda. Great prices, great selections, and great deals, where they've treated you like family for over 60 years. Auto Park Drive off the 805 in the Chula Vista Auto Park.
Most of the people waiting for organ transplants in the U.S. are minorities. Get the facts during National Minority Donor Awareness Week. Call 866-99-DONATE.
This is John Feinstein with the CBS Sports Minute. If there's a college basketball team that deserves good things to happen for the rest of this season, it's Duquesne. The Dukes haven't been to the NCAA tournament since 1977. They haven't even been to the NIT since 2009. But in Coach Jim Ferry's fourth season, they're 13-7 and have a legitimate shot at postseason. They also survived 21 hours together while stranded on the Pennsylvania Turnpike en route home from a win Friday at George Mason. 90 miles from Pittsburgh, the bus stopped and stayed. The Dukes somehow managed to take it all in good humor. They sent out tweets saying they were safe and waited. And waited. There were 2 recent cancer survivors on that bus. Assistant coach John Rhodes and leading scorer Derek Coulter. Root for these guys. They deserve it. I'm John Feinstein.
CBS Sports Radio.
Let's talk identity theft. Did you know that 1 in 4 people experienced it last year? Now, you might think you're covered by free credit monitoring. Free credit monitoring may spot a problem, but it will not fix it. That's like your favorite football player tearing up his hamstring and all his doctor does is say, hey, that looks bad, but then does nothing to fix it. With LifeLock, if you have a problem, your U.S.-based resolution specialist works to fix it. Of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock helps protect your identity and helps keep you in the game. LifeLock membership starts at just $9.99 a month plus applicable sales tax. So you want to call or visit LifeLock.com right now. Use the promo code ROAM, that's ROAM, and save 10% on your membership. Call this number, 1-800-995-5630. 1-800-995-5630. That's 1-800-995-5630.
And now, back to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Brought to you by 619 Vodka, who reminds you to always drink responsibly. Find out more at 619vodka.com.
All right, welcome back to Nicksology. I'm your host, Nick Apostolopoulos. I'm a shot of tequila and a sangria drink in. Those were strong, man. We have Kristen here, our babe of the week from Park. How you
Hi
doing,
there.
babe? Ready
Good.
for some beer?
Yes,
Awesome.
beer, my favorite.
Sweet, yeah. So now we have in studio here, we have, I can't believe I can't get names today. Mike and Ryan, right?
Nailed it.
I don't know what the heck my problem is. Mike and Ryan from the West Coaster magazine. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, man. So tell us a little bit about the West Coaster.
Well, West Coaster, it's a media operation. It's a magazine. It's a website and social media. And we have been covering the brewing community throughout San Diego County for 5 years now.
Okay. And I was reading through your thing. This got started when you were in Madrid, Spain. Tell me that. Tell me that story. What the heck is that about?
Oh, you want to do it, Ryan?
Sure. So we were both living in Madrid, and we realized that we didn't have many good job prospects for when we came back to San Diego. We had been
it's like a long-term vacation kind of thing, or
I was teaching English, and Mike was learning Spanish out there. And his dad's been in the industry in the media publishing industry for decades, really. And so we said, hey, is there a magazine that's covering, our local brewing culture? Because we're both born and raised in San Diego.
Okay.
And we realized that there wasn't, and
It's up to
decided
like
to come back.
17 now. I got to change my number. So sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, when we got started, there were 33 breweries in San Diego, and now there's 117. So the growth has been amazing.
Okay.
Really fun to watch.
So do you guys keep the count, right?
We have the most accurate count. I mean, when we were getting started, we couldn't get a straight answer. How many breweries are in this town?
Right.
And someone would tell us, oh, there's 45, and someone would say there's only 17. And so we just started counting, and then I think that's my primary job. Ryan definitely helps out, and we get a lot of help from our readers as well. But we have the best official count of the San Diego breweries in the county, and it's 117, and that's the best number there is.
Okay. No, because so when I started this show, like I knew there were a lot of breweries, but I didn't know how many. And within the first couple weeks, I realized, and so I ask every time a brewery's on, what number are you? And they know. Oh, I was 99, I was 82, we were 34. They all know, and it's crazy. And then I started trying to keep track of how many there were total. So for some reason, the most recent number I heard was over 125. But
there
that's
are
also
multiple
because,
in planning as well. So
well, yeah, there's like another 40 or 50 in planning, right? But so the number. So then I heard something interesting, which is the number is. So you guys count distinct breweries, not locations, right?
We need a brew house and a brewer and an ABC license.
Okay.
So if there's a brew house and a brewer working that brew house and an ABC license, that's what we count. So we don't
like Ballast Point's location in Little Italy, that counts?
That's a separate brew house, then their Miramar, then their Old Grove. So yes, that's
that's in the 117.
It's a brewery in San Diego.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right,
yeah.
cool. Okay.
It throws a lot of people because Pete Sport has 5 locations, and then Karl Strauss has a bunch too, and so.
But they don't brew in every location, right? But they brew in a couple of them, or do they?
They brew at all of them.
They brew at all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. So yeah, because that's what I'd heard. I heard the number was higher if you count. Like it was, or I should say, I heard it was lower if you count distinct entities, like Karl Strauss has one brewer, right? But they're not really.
Well, they have a lot of
multiple brewery restaurant locations, so we count each one of those.
And then they also have a production facility too, right? That's separate from their restaurants.
Right. Their mothership and main production, main bottling plant is just on the east end of Pacific Beach, just east of the 5.
Okay.
Great tasting room too, if you get a chance to go.
Yeah, they're having a big party this weekend. Changing of the barrels.
Nice. So you guys were in Spain, and you decided nobody's covering this, and so did you come back just to do that? It was in the back of your heads, and when you got
anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there ostensibly to study. I'd maxed out my student loans. I was running out of cash, and I needed a job. And then the entire time we were homesick. I mean, we couldn't find a hoppy beer to save our lives, nor a California burrito.
Right.
We got homesick. We went online.
Burritos in Spain.
They have really expensive tacos.
Right.
But we couldn't have the beer, so we're like, maybe we'll read about it. Maybe there's got to be a magazine or someone that's covering this trade, this industry.
Right.
And we couldn't find anything, and we're like, wow, someone needs to do this.
Right.
And that was the light bulb moment. And then I think as soon as we landed, we were getting a quote from the printer the very next day.
Nice. And how long ago was that? Like 5 years ago?
That was
just over 5 years.
So July 2010. Just after Spain won the World Cup.
Okay.
So we were in Madrid for that. That was awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Sweet.
So we were pretty charged up on the ride home.
So total non sequitur. Did you guys get to see? There's like a Tomatillo festival thing where they dress in white T-shirts and throw tomatoes at each other or something?
Didn't get a chance to go to that.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Didn't
seen
go to the
pictures.
running of the
sounds
bulls
like amazing.
either.
I would. The running of the bulls is just insane to me. I mean, maybe going to watch.
My
other
mom
people
was
get
really happy
gored,
I didn't go.
But I don't know if I'm not running with the bulls anytime soon. But yeah, no, the Tomatillo festival looks good. Have you ever heard of that, Kristen?
No, never.
It's pretty awesome. Everyone wears white T-shirts, including the girls, and then they just throw tomatoes. Well, it's not. I'm not. Well, okay, maybe I am being that way. They throw tomatoes at each other, like just tons and tons. I mean, the streets are just covered in tomatoes, right? But do you like being covered in tomatoes?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
If I could eat
you should
them.
go check it out. You could. I'm sure you can eat them. Yeah, I'm assuming they're freshly picked and whatnot.
You just got to think of the day after, how much of a drag that is, And the poor guy's someone's got to show up and clean all that up.
I just want to know who invented that. Like, hey, let's all go into the street and throw tomatoes at each other. And it's not just one city. Like, it happens all over the country, right?
Well, I think every Spanish city, they have their own little party.
That's true.
There's Fallas. I mean, they just start lighting stuff on fire. I mean, there's a Rain of the Bulls. Literally every Spanish town.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? The whole thing is just lighting stuff on fire?
Do you know Fallas? I think that's pretty much it. They just get a whole bunch of
Valencia.
Yeah, they just I just know there's a big fire and it's horrible to breathe.
Right.
We got to start something like that in San Diego, I think.
I don't know if the city would let you get away with it, man. I mean, it's just, we live
You
in.
get cut off at the pass as soon as we leave the studio.
I feel like it's one of those things. We live in such a liberal state, but then when you try and actually do anything, like it's just where it's a giant no fun zone. San Diego, especially, I guess.
I'm having fun.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you guys come back. You start this magazine, which is, I'm assuming you're both beer drinkers. Did you ever homebrew and things like that?
I've done it a couple times.
Okay.
I like to leave it up to the pros, though.
Well, and so so now that you have this magazine, your job basically is to go out and drink beer and try beers and know all about every beer, right? So
I wish
that's
it was
part
like
of
that all the time. And that's
Ryan, why don't you let Mike go out and drink beer and
Oh, he does. I do too. It's fun.
We actually just finished the magazine and we were at Livewire last night. So I mean, the beer happens, but it's a keeping up with this thing is. Ballast Point just got bought for $1 billion.
$1 billion.
So it's a big
crazy.
business that we're now in charge of keeping track of.
Yeah. So by the way, what are we drinking? I forgot to bring this up.
Oh, no worries. So this is
amazing.
Alpine Beer Company's Nelson, which is one of my favorite beers in the whole wide world, and it's a 7%, very San Diego IPA, brewed with Nelson hops from New Zealand. And,
okay. It's not too hoppy though.
Oh, I think it's just a little bit of zest. It's a little bit of hops. It's a little bit of
no. It's perfect because we talk about this a lot on the show, and I was actually looking forward to getting your guys' opinion on this because when you started talking about being in Spain and not being able to get a California beer or a beer with any hops in it, and I feel like I'm sure you guys were here for this if you've been around that long. There was that time where basically San Diego brewers were trying to see who could make the hoppiest beer on the planet, and it got to a point where it was ridiculous, right? Like, this is really good to me, but it's not.
It has good balance.
Yeah, it's not just all hops, and I'm kind of glad we went away from that. But it sounds like you like that super extra hoppy beers.
Well, there's a concept as like a hop threshold, and I think it's been raised. And this is the brewer at Russian River came up with this concept, where this would be an outrageously hoppy beer maybe 5 years ago. And now, because we've been blowing the enamel off our teeth in San Diego for so long.
See, maybe that's it. I don't know. I guess. I feel like maybe for someone who drinks Budweiser, this would be an amazing hoppy beer. But I feel like for craft beer drinkers, this isn't that hoppy. And I don't think I would have thought it was that hoppy 5 years ago. I mean, I could be wrong.
Cheers.
I don't know. Yeah.
Cheers.
It's very good.
Do you like hoppy beers, Kristen? Or
I like all beer.
All beer? Any kind of beer?
Like,
do you like the sours?
What do you mean sours?
It's my new pet peeve. There's this whole. I feel like it's the next wave of IPA. Is it's sour beer. There's no other way to describe it, right? There's breweries basically brewing beer and then purposefully adding yeasts and bacteria that will turn the beer sour. And I guess it's like
it's an acquired taste.
It's totally an acquired, and I have not acquired it. I've tried a bunch of different ones. I take that back because we had
you had Toolbox on.
Toolbox. That's what I was gonna say. We had Toolbox on, and their beers were good, but I think theirs because they're in a totally different space, right? They're wheat, they're fruit, they're this and that. They're not just, and they're doing stuff with crazy wild yeast and all that kind of stuff. So I enjoyed their beers, but in general, like I don't get the sour thing.
Well, sour is a very broad term. I mean, there's a lot of different. It's a very general term.
Right.
So I mean, you have lambics. You have. I mean, they just
see, and I love
kind of a
lambic.
catch-all term.
Yeah, I guess so. But I just feel like San Diego's going to do this because here's the problem with having 117 breweries. You have to differentiate yourself.
Right.
And so I feel like San Diego's going to go, let's see who can make the sourest, weirdest, puckery. I really don't want to drink this beer. Kind of like they did with the IPAs. That's what I feel like. I could be wrong.
Well, some breweries are going back to the basics. I mean, I was just at a place called Bitter Brothers, and they have a really good Hefeweizen. And, I don't remember the last time I went to a tasting room and said, yeah, I'll have the Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen, yeah.
That Hef was good.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. Yeah, that's
Where are those guys at? I just saw them post something online the other day. At first, for some reason, Bitter Brothers, I was like, it's a coffee house. That's what I thought it was. And then I realized it was a brewery.
They're on Morena Boulevard in the Bay Ho area, which is a neighborhood. I just thought it was Bay Park.
It's like lower West Claremont down the hill.
Bay Ho, huh?
Actually, just east of Carl Strauss Production Brewery.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I don't know. This sour thing, I don't know. I need to get used to it, I guess. It's...
Well, there's a beer for everyone. If you don't like sours, you'll like something else.
Well, no, that's true, because I like everything, right? I love stouts and porters.
That was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Good carbonation moment.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we'll take a break and refill our beers, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more. I want to talk to you about this Ballast Point thing, what you guys think of that, the state of craft, all that good stuff. So we'll be right back right after this.
Right on.
You're listening to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Brought to you by 619 Vodka, who reminds you to always drink responsibly. Find out more at 619vodka.com.
Hey, Mr. Credit here. If you ever catch me at happy hour, you'll probably catch me drinking a vodka martini. I don't always drink vodka, but when I do, I drink 619 vodka because it's local vodka from right here in San Diego. I know the owner, and you can meet him too. Go to 619vodka.com and think 619 vodka when you're out there having a good time. That's 619vodka.com. And of course, remember to always drink responsibly.
CS Keys here to tell you about San Diego's handcrafted ultra premium vodka, 619 Vodka. It's distilled and filtered 5 times, gluten-free, and made from 100% pure mountain spring water for a smooth, clean finish. It's a 2-time silver medal winner and a 2-time gold medal winner already in 2013. America's Finest City has America's Finest Vodka that everybody can experience. Just go to the website, 619vodka.com. If you know like I know, you better tell somebody.
Looking to save money on Medicare Part D? Switch your prescriptions to Walgreens. With copays as low as $1, you could be looking at some real savings. And now you can preview the cost of your scripts before you fill with Walgreens' new Medicare prescription copay quote. And that's kind of a big deal. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Quote subject to change and available only for select Part D plans. $1 copay applies to Tier 1 generics.
You know, Greenie and I don't have much in common.
No, that's an understatement.
But we are both proud to be Mahindra tractor owners.
That you're right about. My Mahindra does everything I need a tractor to do.
And I can't wait to use mine to build a new retaining wall on my property.
Now, Mahindra has more than heavy-duty tractors. They're rolling out the new Impact XTV.
And this thing is a beast. The Impact is an off-road vehicle that delivers best-in-class cargo capacity, towing capacity, and ground clearance, and it's made right here in the USA.
So go to your Mahindra dealer for red tag savings on the world's #1 selling tractor and check out the all-new Impact XTV.
And join Mike and Mike as proud Mahindra owners. Learn more at MahindraUSA.com.
From your friends at Mason Saw and Lawnmower in El Cajon, or visit them at masonsaw.com. That's masonsaw.com. Mahindra, the toughest tractors on earth.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
And Sonic is celebrating with boneless wings.
All new flavors including garlic parmesan, Asian sweet chili, honey barbecue, and island fire.
And don't forget, Wing Night in America. Buy one, get one boneless wings every Monday night from 5 p.m. till close.
Cake shakes and waffle cones, the new shake flavors like birthday cake, strawberry shortcake, and Oreo cake.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
So let's celebrate at Sonic, America's Drive-In.
And now, back to Nicksology on ESPN 1700. Brought to you by 619 Vodka, who reminds you to always drink responsibly. Find out more at 619vodka.com.
All right, welcome back. We've got Mike and Ryan from West Coaster and Kristen, our Babe of the Week. How you doing, Kristen?
Good, really good.
You having fun?
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm learning a lot.
Awesome. And so during the break, we poured the Ballast Point, what?
Fathom.
Okay.
It's an India Pale Lager. So it's like an IPA.
Which is a style of beer I don't think I've ever heard of before.
Right. It uses lager yeast instead of ale yeast.
Instead of ale yeast, right. So it has to ferment cold, right?
It takes longer to ferment, and I think it gives a more clean flavor at the end.
So all beer is either an ale or a lager. It just has to do with an ale, the yeast starts at the top of the tank. It works its way to the bottom. It's a little bit easier to do. That's why,
because I used to homebrew a lot, and basically everything you do as a homebrewer is an ale.
Most beer you drink
is a lot
is an
harder,
ale.
right?
Yeah. The lager starts from the bottom. The yeast starts away from the bottom, works its way up to the top.
Right.
And it has to be colder, but it does give different flavors.
Right. No, it's really good. So as you mentioned, it's a good segue into Ballast Point, $1 billion.
Right.
Crazy.
Big number.
Yeah. It's insane, that number. But so what do you guys think about that as far as because there's a lot of debate, right? Are they, because they're not the only ones they're the only ones who were bought out for $1 billion, but they're not the only ones who had money put in or got half bought or things like that. Like what's your opinion? There's this big debate on, are they still craft, right?
Well, the definition of craft is something that, the Brewers Association has their own definition, But I feel like every consumer has their own definition of what is a craft beer to them. And, you know, what we can say about Ballast Point is that it represents a turning point for the San Diego brewing industry. And it really has put San Diego on the map in many ways, that there is a company that's worth $1 billion.
$1 billion, right.
And I would love to be in that room when, you know, they said, "Oh, okay, we'll give you $900 million," and they said, "No, you can just keep going up."
Yeah, it seems like such a crazy number. And then, well, especially because, and I know a little behind the scenes, not a lot, but you know, they filed for their IPO like a month before they made the Constellation, like a month or two before, and that they did that to put a little fire under Constellation. Like, look, if you're not going to do this, we're going to go public. But the IPO is for $173 million. And when they filed that, I was like, wow, there's a brewery in San Diego worth $173 million. That's crazy. And then 6 weeks later, they make the announcement, we pulled the IPO and we got sold for $1 billion, which is absolutely insane. But no, it's cool. It does put San Diego on the map. It does kind of, you know, it sort of cements us as a go-to city, right?
Right. I mean, not that we weren't before.
Right.
We've had many awesome breweries come out of San Diego that have been leaders in the industry.
Right.
But this was obviously significant for many reasons.
Right. So with 117 breweries, though, it's hard to kind of shine, right? I mean, you guys know about them because you cover them. I certainly couldn't tell. I couldn't probably name 50. Right. So what are the breweries that you guys think that people should know about that are kind of undercovered or underrated, if you will? I hate the word underrated.
No, that's fair. I mean, so running a brewery, I mean, you have to be a jack of all trades, and unfortunately, marketing is one of the hardest things for a brewer. That, you know, most brewers are not. Marketing is a very aggressive personality trait. You have to be able to get out there, and brewers tend to be not like that. It's not a bad thing at all. It's just not how they're wired. And
right, they just want to make cool beer for their friends and do, you know, and they're really in it for the craft, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing something they love and they're making a living off it. And you know, that's where West Coaster we love helping little breweries get their name out there.
Right.
So, you know, off the top of my head, one of the breweries we have is Iron Fist. I really like Iron Fist. They're a family-run operation that got started the exact same time we did out of Vista.
Yeah, he was one of our first guests on, the first month or two he was on the show.
I mean, the Sheminsky family is rad.
Yeah. Oh, he's awesome.
Fun group.
Yeah, he's hilarious. And because now they have a tasting room now in Barrio Logan, right? They've opened that like 6 months ago or something. Yeah.
And then there's New English actually just down the road. New English, I think, might be my favorite brewery of the moment.
New English. Okay, so that's new to me. So where are they?
They're just west of the 5. So if you're going down Sorrento Valley and like it's on the other side, you know, I call it Qualcomm City.
Yeah.
So you go across the freeway, and then I took it on the way in here. What is that road? I grew up in San Diego, but I still know all the roads.
By Braille.
Yeah, I know how to get there.
Yeah.
But New English Brewing Company is a British guy named Simon, and so he does kind of old world styles with a new world twist, and but he also does a pure and simple IPA, which is it's a brilliant just West Coast IPA, and he's been winning awards. I mean, he's just a very talented guy that's been flying under the radar, and I think now we're gonna start hearing a lot more about him.
Right.
Who else do you like, Ryan?
Abnormal is
we had them
brewery.
on. Yeah, they had really good stuff.
Yeah, they're making lots of different collaborations.
Yeah, that's the other cool thing too about San Diego is there's so many brewers, and they all came from some other brewery, probably in the first place. That they're doing some really interesting, cool collaborations too.
Well, as big as San Diego beer is, it's still a very small industry.
Right.
So there are only so many brewers in town, and you know, it's.
But yeah, so I mean, the other question that begs is how many do you think they can support, right? I mean, because I've heard arguments on both sides. I'm sure you guys know Bo from the Brew Project, right? Bo Schmidt, and he wrote a little thing. We had him on a few weeks ago, and he actually, you know, he tried to compare San Diego to the San Diego beer scene to like Napa, right? Like, hey, people just, you know, that Napa has 400 wineries but they're not. Nobody says they're saturated because people go there and visit and but I don't know if San Diego's quite the same, right? What do you guys think?
Well, I mean,
do you see a bubble coming? Is 117 going to turn into 90 at some point? These guys are going to, you know, fail. I mean, not fail, but, you know, go out of business.
We get this question all the time.
Yeah. I think some of the breweries maybe in the middle won't do quite as well. And by that, I mean that the large breweries will get into Vons and they'll do just fine. The small guys will produce enough that their tasting room is satisfied. But I still think there are plenty of areas in San Diego where there's, you know, not enough breweries. For example, in Chula Vista and the South Bay, there's still plenty of room. There's some really good beer bars down there, but not a whole lot in terms of breweries.
No, and the nice part about breweries, too, is you're right, they might not be the greatest at marketing, but the cool part is, unlike distilleries, right, they can just open up and sell directly to the public and at least start generating cash, even if they can't get into Vaughn's or they can't get on, whatever.
Yeah.
So they have that advantage, right? Yeah.
Right.
Well, now there's different levels of brewery. I mean, the majority of our 117 breweries in San Diego County, they're very small. They're not large.
They're really
breweries.
small, yeah.
So would I be, I'm a little more nervous for the production level breweries where they have to fight for shelf space and tap handles. But if you want to open just a little tiny brewery in a neighborhood that doesn't have anything, again, like Ryan said, I think South Bay is just absolutely wide open. I don't want to talk about saturation until every neighborhood has a brewery that you can get to. It sounds kind of like altruistic.
It's totally true. I guess the thing is, I live in North Park, and if you live in North Park, you would think San Diego's saturated.
Yeah, beer coming out of your ears.
Yeah, I can't take 3 steps without seeing a new brewery going in.
But
North
not
Park
every
breweries going
neighborhood's
in.
like that.
Yeah, no, I know. I hear you.
And that's, I think every neighborhood should have the ability, or, once every neighborhood at least has 1 or 2 or 3, not breweries, but beer bars or, something. Then we can start talking about oversaturation. But there's still a lot of room to grow. I wouldn't open a brewery in Vista. I wouldn't open a brewery,
I wouldn't open a brewery.
Well, yeah. But
yeah, there's that too.
Because we're not brewers.
Right.
But, I would, if I was going to open a brewery, I would seek out an underserviced neighborhood and then try to make the best beer possible.
Right.
And
right.
I think that's, that.
Right. Well, cool, guys. We're out of time. That went by quick, man.
Oh.
Wow.
It's all done. I know. Thanks for coming in, man. Where can they
Thank
find
you.
West Coaster? At bars and stuff?
We're at every brewery tasting room, every beer bar, every restaurant that serves good beer. We're also online, West Coaster SD, Instagram, West Coaster SD, and Twitter, West Coaster SD.
And then I want to mention, too, that on February 23rd, we're going to be doing this show live from the Brew Project in Hillcrest. So we're actually taking the show on the road for the first time. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. But thanks again, guys, for coming on. Kristen, thanks for coming in. I hope you had fun. Finish your
Thank you
beer.
so much. I will.
All right. Well, that's it,
Thanks
guys.
for
We'll talk to you
having
next week.
us.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to Nicksology on ESPN 1700, hosted by Nick Apostolopoulos. Nick is the owner of 619 Vodka. Find out more about this locally owned vodka at 619vodka.com.